Hey, really quick guys, before we get started with today's video, I have a special announcement to make for you. Next Monday, August 31st at 9 AM PST, I'll be holding a very special 10 hours plus charity stream for Autism Speaks. As you guys know, I'm a big advocate for supporting autism and autistic people, and this charity I've worked with before, and I'm very excited to support them once again with this amazing charity stream. The last time we had a charity stream, I think I started at around 10 hours as well, and it became 22 plus hours, because as you guys know, the more you support the charity that I'm fundraising for, the longer the stream will become, and I'm super excited to see what you guys can do for this one. I plan on doing all kinds of things from Vanguard Zero ranked gameplay to Pokemon speedruns to amazing chill conversations with all of you beautiful people. It's gonna be a legit blast. Hopefully you guys can come check it out. Links to my Twitch down below. I'm really excited to continue this sort of support for all these amazing charities that I can do with the community that I've cultivated both here on YouTube and over on Twitch. But with all that being said, I think it's time that we got into the most random Cardfight Vanguard Zero challenge that I've ever done. Hey Siri, what's my name?
You're Steven, but since we're friends, I get to call you TrueChampionSteven.
Let's get started. Welcome back everyone, my name is Steven Rodriguez, I'm your true champion, and as I kind of just showed you off in today's intro, we are doing the Siri challenge in Cardfight Vanguard Zero. Don't worry if you don't know how it works. Basically, the way today's video is going to work is I'm going to use the random number generator function for Siri in order to pick the cards that I use for my deck. Once I have that said deck built, I will then take it on the rank ladder and play 3 matches with it. If at least one of those matches results in a victory, then this challenge will be considered a success. I think this challenge is going to be the craziest one that I've done yet, because unlike my other challenges like the rarity challenge or my singleton challenge, I don't have a choice in what cards go in this deck. In every other video, I've just basically been given a restricted card pool that I must pick from in order to make my deck work, or I've had to find some kind of combo with cards that maybe you wouldn't expect to use in Vanguard Zero. But this is just gonna be a random hodgepodge of whatever Siri picks for me, and I'm gonna have to do the best that I can in the matches that I play. I'm honestly really excited for this challenge, and I think it's gonna be super fun and kind of crazy. I might want to do it again in the future, maybe during a live stream or something with some of my friends, just to see how crazy it could be if we both make a random Siri challenge deck. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that video. Anyways, hope you guys are excited. If you are, be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so that you guys know when my videos go live for you. I think something like 50-ish% of you guys aren't actually subscribed that watch these videos, so just know that I do post videos 5 times a week. I do all kinds of TCG and Vanguard related content, so if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, just know that subscribing is always an option. But with all that being said, I think it's time that I show you guys how Siri is going to be picking my deck. Alright guys, here we are in the card overview menu of Cardfight Vanguard Zero. Now here's how this is gonna work. As you guys know, you can sort by clan in the card overview menu, but you can also sort by grades. So if I go over here to Kagero and I choose grade zeros, you'll notice that there are 6 grade zeros. So if I want Siri to pick out which one my starter is gonna be, I will simply ask, hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 6.
The answer is 4.
And so I count 1, 2, 3, 4. That is Lizard Runner Undu. You guys see how this is gonna work? I'm gonna do this for each and every grade until we pick the cards that we need. Now, the way that this is gonna work to maybe speed it up a little bit is that when I get to a card, say it's my Embodiment of Armor bar here, number 5, I will put all copies of that card that I have into my deck until I reach 13. This will allow me to make it faster, because if I had to pick every single card that goes into the deck using Siri, it would take forever. So I will be adding the maximum number of copies of the card that I own that Siri picks out. I'm sure you're wondering, Steven, what happens if Siri picks a foil version of a card? Well, guess what, random citizen? Because the card menu separates the rarities of cards, even though they're the same card, so I have Shiny Bar here and then I have Regular Bar right next to him. If Siri picks Shiny Bar, I will only add the maximum copies of Shiny Bar that I have. I have 1, therefore I will add 1. I will not be adding 4, which is the maximum copy of bar that I have. it's the maximum copy of whatever card she lands on. In this case, it was Shiny Bar. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. This basically allows for fairness with SPs, because if I have SP versions of cards, or even promo versions of cards, but I don't have full copies of that, it's not like an easy way just to get the full 4 copies. If I have one SP Goku and she lands on it, I only get one SP Goku. I don't get a free 4 Goku. That seems a little unfair to me. All right, hopefully that makes sense, guys. As a little example of how everything is gonna work, I'm gonna go ahead and use the actual clan that I'll be playing with today, and that is going to be Gold Paladin, and I'm gonna be picking my starter right now on camera for you guys using Siri. Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 5.
That would be 3.
So I count 3, 1, 2, 3, we have Little Fighter Kron. This is the grade 3 searcher for Gold Paladins. I'll go ahead and make a note to add Kron to the deck, and I'll add how many to add to the deck right next to it, and then we will figure it out from there. I'm gonna do that for the rest of the cards, and I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. And boom, was that really fast for you guys? I bet you it was. That was probably 10 minutes worth of writing and random number generating. Siri is frustrating, okay? Especially when you have a speech impediment. But here it is, boys and girls, the deck that Siri and I built for Gold Paladins, and it is as shocking as you would have guessed. All right, now before I talk about what Siri actually ended up picking for us, I want to get something out the way really quickly. Siri did pick out the 1 copy of Halo Shield Mark SP, super cool, but she didn't pick out the other 3. I decided to, before the thing even started, guarantee myself 4 PGs. For those that don't know, whenever I do these kinds of challenges, whether it's the Rarity Challenge, the Singleton Challenge, or this one, I always put PGs in my deck if I'm going on the ranked ladder with the deck, because I feel like if I don't put PGs in my deck, I am immediately at an unfair disadvantage against my opponent before the match even starts, because I have no way to defend myself if my opponent attacks more than 3 times, or if they just get rid of my rear guards. And in Vanguard Zero, you don't want to be immediately at a disadvantage, and so I don't want this challenge to be like an impossible thing that's really hard to do if you do want to do it on the ranked ladder. So if you're going on the ranked ladder, by all means, put PGs in your deck. You're totally justified to do so. However, I will say, if I ever did this challenge again in the future with somebody, like a friend fight or a Twitch stream or whatever, I would not put PGs in my deck unless Siri picked them out. I'd go full luck of the draw, because my opponent would be doing so as well. We'd be on an equal playing field in terms of who has the advantage and who doesn't. It's all random, and that's the point of the fun. Wanted to get that out of the way right now because I know the comments are gonna go nuts. But anyway, here's our deck. It's actually pretty decent on the top end, but our low end, our grade 1s, legitimately are useless. We have 4 Waving Owl, which guess what this card does, boys and girls? Bet you didn't know. It's the on boost, return to your hand when the card hits. Didn't know that, had to read the card. And then we have 4 Charge Gull. They're SP, that's pretty cool, but they're useless because I don't have great Silver Wolf Garmor in this deck, so yeah. And then I have the 1 of Silver Fang Witch. Nice. Moving on to grade 2s, not bad actually. I have 4 Master of Pain, super cool because I do have my lucky 4 Ezzles. Literally the first thing that I rolled was the grade 3, and I got the Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezzle, which is the number 1 for the grade 3. So I was like, oh my god, how cool, let's go baby, which is pretty fun. And then we got 4 11k attackers if you have more rear guards than your opponent. You have the +1 gain 1k guy, and then you have Bowman. No Criff sadly, but it's cool. We have Pelennor actually. This was the last card that I pulled, and I was so mad because I got playsets of all the other cards, and so I couldn't get my full playset of Pelennor in here. That would have been like legitimately a great deck, but 1 Pelennor, still better than 0. We have Grifflet here for some extra multi-attacks in the late game. That plus our stand triggers are going to be like our main way of trying to get extra damage against our opponents. And then of course we have 4 Slagle Double Edge, not bad, pretty good 13k attacker. So yeah guys, this is the deck that Siri and I built. It's legitimate garbage, and I'm excited to see how it goes on the ranked ladder. If you guys have any questions about this challenge or want to suggest other things I can do in the future, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below, or hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Thursday, Friday. I do all kinds of things and just chatting. I play a lot of Vanguard Zero. Alright boys and girls, here we are for game 1, fighting against a Gold Paladin mirror match. Oh my goodness, an actual Gold Paladin deck versus our hodgepodge Gold Paladin deck. Bright side, I mean, we're not going to be doing too many different things from them because we were lucky enough to get our blonde Ezzles, but the real question is going to be like, I wonder like how different this is going to be. Like, I wonder how many more things he's going to do instead of us. Well, he's already got the extra attacks via this young lad here, Spring Breeze Messenger, but lucky for us, my hand kind of sucks, and I'll have Kron to sort of help us out. And with Waving Owl, I'll kind of be able to have like some kind of like consistent boost for rear guards, I guess, but like, I would have that anyway, I think, but you know, whatever. If anything, I have anti-synergy with Wingblader Knight and Waving Owl, which is just kind of funny if you think about it. But yeah, guys, the hardest thing about this challenge, I think, is going to be that I have no real game plan in my brain besides riding Blondezel and praying, because, well, this deck has no synergy. It's just a random selection of cards picked by Siri, and so I'm worried about what I'll try and play for, you know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to play for using this deck? Am I just supposed to, like, hope that I get certain things at certain times and that's going to be good enough? Or should I just like take what I get and hope that's good enough? I'm not sure. Because like when I did the Singleton challenge, I had a basic idea of what my deck could do. When I did the rarity challenges, I had a full idea of what my decks could do, but I wasn't sure the best way to sort of go about actually using them sometimes. Right here, I'm gonna get some good damage. Maybe I should have called the other Waving Owl in case I get a stand trigger here, but I added one to my hand. Kind of unlikely if I see it here. Oh my god, are you serious? Note to self, play the Waving Owl. There's no reason not to. I should have thought about it. I should have thought it more, like for 2 more seconds there, but it's okay. So like that's the thing I could have played for. I could have dealt 3 damage on the first turn of the game. Come on, that would have been so good for us moving forward. Especially given that we have no intercepts and I have the knight in my hand so I can get some extra attacks out. Oh man, I should have been mega aggressive. Okay, note to self, this deck can be mega aggressive in the early game. Got it. I will adapt accordingly for the rest of these games. That's gonna be what I have to do. I have to adapt to the deck. I have to figure it out as I go along and try not to make too many misplays in the process. Not too many, maybe just like a couple. Like always. He's gonna use Spring Breeze first. Interesting. Gonna see if he gets the Pelennor here, I'm gonna cry. That's gotta be Pelennor. He's ready. No, it's arguably just as bad because it's still more damage for me. Ah, man, I would have loved to have had him at 3 damage. That would have been so good for us for the push late game. And there's the Dindrain off of the Vivian. Oh, come on. Not even Dindrain off of Spring Breeze. Dindrain off of Vivian. Oh, that's how it feels even worse. That's how it feels even worse, boys and girls. Whoo-hoo-hoo. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Draw trigger. There goes my Pelennor. So much for that strategy. But there's another PG, so that's good to see. I'll be protected at least. Please, top deck Ezel. That'd be a great, like, top decking Ezel here would be so huge for us, actually. Oh my god, boys and girls, let's go! Siri challenge for the win, man. Oh, baby. Okay, now I'm excited, is all it is. I have the Master of Pain right here. And now I can get myself 2 intercepts. I have boosters for everything. Oh, let's go, baby. Ugh. I'll get the Waving Owl. I'll have a whole back row of Waving Owls. Oh my god, that's so hilarious because they always will come back to your hand. I won't be proccing any of their skills this turn. I'll do some math. If it like affects the numbers, I won't do it. But if it doesn't, maybe I will. So you're gonna be 28. So bouncing one would make you 27. Oh wait, no, they always bounce? Oh, that's not good. It's okay though. We're not affecting any numbers yet. So they are playing Crit Ezel, having these PGs in our hand. Very good thing to see then, because our PGs will naturally stop those, but we're playing Stand Ezel, so Stand Ezel will kind of counter the PGs a little bit more, because if they do PG you once, they need to PG you again if they're at 5 damage, which is very exciting. And there's a draw trigger for a stand trigger, so I'll get many multi-attacks off this game if I can get enough counterblast, which without trips, very unlikely, but it's okay. We take what we can get, am I right? We take what we can get. And the heal trigger goes back. Okay, so far, this game is going pretty well for us. Like I said, I think Gold Paladins was the perfect deck to choose for this first iteration of the challenge because there's so many good generic cards that it feels like if I didn't get Ezel, I would have gotten either Spec Duke or Pelennor, which all would be great grade 3s to have in some capacity. And I'm excited to see what happens next. So far, everything is going well. It's actually promo Ezel versus regular Ezel. That's a cool thing too, is having these cards be different. So I could have actually gotten promo Ezel or regular Ezel in the process of today's video, which was kind of exciting because I do own 4 copies of each. Oh no, sorry, no, I own 3 copies of this one. Still would have been good though. So I see a Trip and a Vivane, so that could be bad. But he's not gonna get any extra attacks off this turn. He's just gonna get the 2. He might go for like a sneaky Vivane, but I don't think that's worth it. It's almost always better to countercharge with Trip, right? What's in here? That crit's probably going back if I had to guess. Or just a random card, which I'm cool with. Yeah, just gonna go for the potential poke to 5 or crit for game. But I have 2 BGs in my hand, so we're safe. I would like to see no crit here because I'm okay with going to 5 right now because I'll be able to fill my board back up again, which would be lovely. Heal, oh, don't want to see that because now he's gonna go to 3 damage with only 2 intercepts, and that means I need to see stand triggers, which I can't see because I've already added 2 to my hand, so there's only 1 left. But I do have the boy, but I don't want to commit the grade 3 to board yet because I need extra intercepts to keep this game going, so this is going to be a bit of an awkward turn, boys and girls, but let's see what we can make happen. There's a heal trigger. That's not good to see. Okay. Man, in 1 turn, he completely flipped the script on us and made my current first few turns just become useless. But as is the way of Vanguard, I guess. I just realized, too, that this deck has no 7k boosters, so all my 9ks legitimately are garbage boost attackers with boosts, which is going to be, I'm sure, coming up a lot. Good thing I do have 11k attackers, I guess. That'll somewhat come in handy. But again, the anti-synergy of Waving Owl, I am not excited about. Luckily, I'm just going to keep him in play for this turn, so that's nice. Not that it matters too much. And the 11k attack, oh, I should have realized and kept his boost potentially if I got a stand trigger here, but I do have this column, I guess. I don't know which one's better to go for. Thanks to that trigger, I'll go for that one if I get the stand. Oh, and I do, baby! Ooh la la la. All right, so now I'm pushing him to 5. Like I always say, boys and girls, during my Twitch streams, if you're gonna give him 4, give him 5. And now I can push him to 5 damage this turn, and depending on what he can do next turn, we can start pushing for game, boys and girls. That's very exciting. That is mucho exciting. Oh boy, double draw trigger. Not happy to see that. He probably has at least 2 PGs in his hand if I had to guess. 2 is definitely a safe number. If anything, it's an underestimate of a number. Because I have 2 and I haven't been drawing much outside of the cards that are coming back to my hand, which is kind of fun, I guess. It's a fun way to think about it. My hand's always big as I keep putting my owls back to my hand. I wonder if he'll ever go for Pelennor, like in the late game. Maybe if he thinks like he needs to finish me off with it, he will, but for now he's fine just to keep going on Ezel, just to keep refilling his board. Going for it again, I see. Thinning the deck as well, big deal, for sure. Especially when you have like all your heal triggers still in there probably, as I imagine why he's playing this way. Ooh, and the Dendrain for more deck thins. Oh my goodness, our decks are getting really low. That was really fast. These gold Paladin decks, man, they cycle through their decks so quickly. Ezel, man, stupid card, stupid card. Complaint of the day. There goes the replacement for the intercept, makes sense. He's gonna probably just swing with the rear guards. I don't know why he's boosting with that. I don't know what the point of that was. Nope, no clue. Just a better booster. I guess he doesn't like Dendrain, I don't know. Gonna swing with that. Gonna swing with the Vanguard. We are guaranteed to survive, even if he gets a crit. I don't want to say a heal though. Oh, the second I say it, boys and girls, I jinx myself way too much when I play this game. Everyone in my Twitch stream tells me to stop doing it, and they crit. Oh boy. Yeah, but that makes sense. He's been thinning his deck like crazy, so checks out. We got the PG, so no worries. We have a Bowman in our hand, so all we need to do is get 1 grade 2 either from top deck or from Ezel's skill, and we'll be good to go to survive another turn, which is lovely. But he is at 4 damage now, which is not lovely because I'm out of stand triggers. But there is a grade 2 top deck, which lets me kind of play a little differently this game, which I'm very excited about. I get to just call my dudes like this, make him think I'm still playing some more stands, even though I think at this point he knows I'm not. We'll find out though. Yeah, he's seen my Pelennor, so he knows I don't have any more stand triggers, but maybe he hasn't been paying too much attention. Not that it matters. It's not like he's going to conserve guard, but in real life he would have. Probably. So there we go, pushing him to 5. There's a PG going away. That's nice to see. Knowing 1 less for him. So that's 2 gone for him, so he only has 2 left. So, that could be important for us to know. If I had my stand trigger in my deck still, it could have been game-changing, but it's okay. He's at 9 cards in his deck. I'm assuming the rest are triggers. If I had to, like, take a guess, he's seen only 7 triggers, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has 4 triggers in his deck of 8 cards. So we're going to see quite a lot. But there are probably draw triggers still in there, though, so he could be in a little bit of trouble here, possibly decking out if he keeps using Ezel's skill over and over again. So you never know, boys and girls. We might actually see some kind of weird, super late game scenario here with gold Paladins, which I would find just kind of funny, honestly, to see. I would just find it hilarious if in our first ever Siri challenge game, we fought a mirror match of an actual deck. And then we decked them out to win. That'd be crazy to think about. Absolutely insane. So we still have heal triggers too. Keep that in mind, boys and girls. We have all of our heal triggers, most of it, actually. 2 of them. That's still a good chunk given how small our deck is. But knowing me, I'll just draw all my heal triggers, so it's no big deal. Yeah, it's a draw trigger, it's not a heal trigger, it's fine. I'm gonna right skip. I have no grade 2s in hand, but I will be able to get one off of this little handy dandy skill, hopefully. Yep, and there was the heal triggers as well, which is just nice, I guess. We'll go there. Now, I'm in the weird scenario of like, there's no good options. I don't want to reveal that I don't have any more, you know, heal triggers in my hand. Maybe I should just call Ezel, honestly, at that point, but it's okay. Because now I'm in a predicament, but you know, he could be too. For all we know, his hand is all triggers and no PGs. We don't know. We'll find out more in the future. But if I see a heal trigger here, I don't know, maybe it's possible that we live. Oh no, now we're probably gonna die unless we 6 damage heal, but then he can just play around it using Ezel's big beefiness, and so we're probably gonna lose this game on his turn. All he needs to do is have 3 attacks plus Ezel, and he's gonna win the game. So sadly, without the if we had 1 PG in our hand and we heal, we would have obviously had another turn guaranteed, and we could have potentially pushed because he only has 1 PG left at all, and I think he's running really low on grade 2s as well, which is kind of funny to think about. Whenever you get like this super late in the game for gold paladins, but there's one. He's gonna play another one, obviously, and we weren't able to get our stand triggers in the late game when we really needed them, or capitalize having them in the early game, which could have changed everything. Honestly, that extra damage on that first turn could have like had a really good momentum swing for us in the beginning of the game. We could have been extra aggressive against him when he didn't have so many cards in his hand. So there's a 6 damage heal though, and I will say I do have another one in there, so you never know, boys and girls. You know, like, don't count your chickens until they're dead, but things could get crazy, okay? Things could get crazy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's his last PG too, so we know he has 0. So if we get this 6 damage heal, boys and girls, we potentially win the game if we see it. That's all I'm saying. Slagle double edge? Okay, no. That was you were on the edge. You were on the edge of your seat. You can't tell me you weren't. Hashtag suspense in the comments, please. Hashtag suspense. Oh, that was exciting. Let's go ahead and move on to game 2 in this Siri challenge. All right, boys and girls, here we are for game 2, fighting against Narukami. Oh boy, oh boy. One of our worst matchups, even if we were playing a good version of Gold Paladins. I'm excited. Not. All right, but what did we learn from the first game? We learned in the first game that the earlier the aggression, the better for us, because our deck has 0 longevity, because we have 0 resource management, so eventually we will run out of counterblasts to continuously aggress our opponent in the late game, so we need a way to get good aggression against them. So playing for our stand triggers and maybe calling some waving owls in the early game to boost attacks is going to be the way to go. I will say, given my hand, I need to use Kron's effect again, so I need to maybe keep him alive against the Scission. And I'm not excited about that, but I do have Silverfang Witch though, so the second my opponent does give me a damage, I can Kron plus Silverfang Witch and get some good digs going, which I'm very excited about. And I do have a double Waving Owl here, which is kind of a cool column, I think, to actually call, because if my opponent does get rid of the front row or the back row, I'm just going to have the back row card back in my hand so I can use it to boost later. There's the Kinkaku. Will he attack us? Please attack us, please attack us, please attack us. Yes, thank you, opponent! You're my friend. And there's a whiff heal trigger. We love that. We love seeing those. So what am I afraid of, Vermilion? Am I afraid of Vermilion until I'm dying though? Depends. It depends on how much counterblast he used in the early game, maybe. I think he's going to be really careful with his resources as well if he can't get access to a lot of Garudas, but normally you get plenty of Garudas with this deck. I play Narukami, so I understand. And we get Pelennor. In this case, Pelennor is better than the other two for sure, because it's an actual 11k base, plus it actually has an effect with Limit Break, which is nice for us. And my opponent, okay, I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time and not call the Waving Owl on the aggressive push, because it is worth it. I'm going to swing unboosted though in case I get the stand trigger. Boom, there we go, fixed. Corrected my mistake from last time, but there's a crit, so now it doesn't matter. Well, actually it will matter, because the stand trigger will let at least one more thing hit, but I prefer a draw trigger or heal trigger now. Or nothing, nothing's cool too, thanks game. Thanks, game. I wonder what he's gonna kill now, because he has basically two things to pick, a Waving Owl or a Silverfang Witch. Or he might kill nothing because he knows that it's kind of pointless, but who knows? People are weird. There is the Shiden for the ride. No intercepts the block though. There's that boy, the Jin the Lightning Flare, 12k attacker. I kind of do like this one. I don't really like the grade 1, as much as the grade 3, but if you're gonna run another Jin, run the grade 2. Don't run the grade 1. The grade 1 does literally nothing for you, I think. But this one can attack at all points in the game, which is nice. And if you're not playing, well, he's playing crits, so I don't like running the Jins when you run crits as well, because it feels like that's anti-synergy, because you always want your Vanguard to attack a Vanguard instead of attacking a rear guard. But if you play Jins and you can't attack rear guards, I don't know, it's weird. Alrighty, so we're gonna ride Pelennor. I guess we can make powerful columns in the late game. Shoulder shrugs. And we'll be able to push for potentially 3 damage this turn, which would be maybe, no, yeah, just 3. I mean, maybe 4 if I get a double trigger and he doesn't get one, but that's a bit of a stretch if you ask me. I'd prefer to do only 3 damage this turn as well. Yeah, I don't want to give him 4 this early. Let him start just killing my dudes. One bright side is that Pelennor will be kind of a fun way for me to utilize these triggers that are still in my hand and boost my relatively really weak rear guards, so nice little bonus, I guess. He is playing Ginkaku though, so maybe he'll enable his limit break. I don't think he really needs to yet though, if I'm honest. Getting rid of these 2 cards seems kind of a waste. What if I'm just like holding on to Ezel and baiting you to give me limit break, right? That's a thing that should be going through his mind. No intercepts on my opponent's board, and I'm playing Pelennor plus stand triggers, boys and girls, so we can attack in a way that's actually really good for us. So I could potentially deal lethal damage this turn, which I'm very excited about to see what happens. So I'm kind of okay with this, if I'm honest. Ooh, and there's a draw trigger too. I can't say words today, boys. I'm so sorry. Fortifying my offense. All right, so we have plenty of boosters and plenty of attackers. I wouldn't mind seeing a grade 2 top deck though. Oh, that's Peachy Keen as well. Okay, ride skip. Call you back. Call the Charge Gall. I will go ahead and call this and my Slagle. Do I activate Slagle skill? So the order that I'm thinking of attacking in is thus. We swing Slagle unboosted after counterlasting 1, he's 13. Then I swing Rear Guard if he doesn't get the defensive trigger, restand Slagle with the boost. And then I swing Pelennor, activate the effect. If he doesn't get no defensives, I give him power. If he does get a defensive on the second one, power to my Vanguard, both cards, and then I have Slagle here on the side. And then anything that happens. I'm debating to play for the stand trigger. It depends on what they check. So I will activate Slagle once. And then I will battle. I will swing. Please do not get a defensive and ruin the fun that I can have. The fun's not ruined. Let's go. Okay. So we'll swing like this. Don't get a defensive. Don't you dare. They didn't. We're doing it, boys. We're doing the Pelennor plays. We're doing it. We're doing a thing. The one of Pelennor is a god card. Pellennor's limit break. Return this to the bottom. 5k to Pelennor and 5k to Slagle Dagger. If I get a stand trigger, I get a stand trigger. Who cares? Heal trigger. Doesn't matter. We're fine. We're hitting. He has only 2 cards of his hand. He needs both those cards to be PGs, otherwise he's losing. Oh my god, a double heal trigger. That's so mean, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, there's one. Is that last card a PG? Otherwise, this is a lethal swing with the big doggo. Big doggo plus bird. That's a hit. Do you get the heal trigger? You don't. That's a victory, boys and girls. 3 damage to 6 with Pelennor plus a stand from the Grifflet. Let's go, baby. Siri challenge dominated. Oh my gosh, what a good win, you guys. But we still have one more game to play. Let's see if we can end off the Siri challenge with a 2-1 record. All right, boys and girls, here we are for the final match of the Siri challenge, fighting against Neo Nectar. Oh man, nothing feels better than getting a challenge victory, man. This is not easy. My deck does nothing, and I just beat Narukami. Oh my gosh. My opponent gave me an opportunity that I had, and I seized it. Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's go ahead and put these cards back. Yep, maybe I should have kept the 9k Knight, but there's 2 PGs in our hand. Ooh boy, I'm feeling safe. I'm feeling very safe. I'm fighting against Arboros, arguably the better one that I could have fought because they have less late game defense. So if I'm aggressive against them in the early game, I have a better chance of killing them in the late game. Yeah, that's the idea. Cool. But he's got the ride chain so far. Let's see if he gets the rest of it. He didn't get the grade 2 or the grade 3, which is nice. For us, maybe he doesn't have it in his hand either, but we'll find out. There is that. He needs to call the cards that we can obviously get the clones off. Not the best card to clone either, regrettably, but it's okay. We have the charge goal plus Kron, but we have Pelennor, the MVP so far of today's challenge. Oh my goodness, the MVP. We'll call the Kron here, and we'll just swing. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Please no stand trigger. I hate whiffing stand triggers this early. It's really annoying. Cool. Just a bowman. There's the grade 2 Arboros. What's the grade 1 called? The grade 1's called like Timber, right? No, Branch. This one's Timber. Yeah. And then of course we have Sephiroth. All right, there's the grade 2. He's gonna clone the grade 1, obviously. Again, not the best thing to clone because you want to clone cards that lets you, enable cool plays for later. I think the best grade 1 to clone would be like the AK booster if you have it in your deck, which I think some of them play. Draw trigger, nice. Ezel, not nice, but ooh, 3rd PG. Okay, I'm very safe this game. I am very much protected. I have the protection. Very excited for that. Whew, I'm still coming off the hype from that win. Oh, that was a cool win. 3 damage to 6 damage in 1 turn using Pelennor of all cards. Wow, that was exciting. No stand triggers either. I made that stand happen, guaranteed. Oh, pat myself on the back for that. I saw the play and I made it happen. I will activate Kron just so I can use Silverfang, which I'm not really digging for anything in particular though. But I got the Ezel. I'll take it. I'll take Ezel. That way I can use Pelennor for a late game push potentially with my stand triggers that I have in my deck, which is just lovely. I don't care about the 6K boosters at all. No, I don't. Yeah, they can suck it. That was a little mean, but they can suck it. Our Vanguard is currently weaker than our rear guard, so there's no point in trying to play for our stand trigger, I don't think, so I won't. I will hang on to the Master of Pain in case they want to damage deny us, because now they know that we have Ezel in our hand. And there's the stand trigger, of course. The one time it's not really good for me to play for the stand, I get the stand, checks out. That's the way life is, but it's fine. We're just gonna push him to 3 damage and move on with our life. We've seen 2 damage adders go away for him, so I wonder if he has any more access to him in his hand. Obviously he can just clone them if he has any more, so on ride, so he will be able to activate his limit break early, but I'm not too afraid of an early Arboros limit break because I'm at 1 damage, and if he wants to deal like, more damage, that's fine with me. Like, if he gives me 2 damage, I'm actually happy. I'll take that, because then I can use my limit break on the next turn, guaranteed, which I'm very happy about. I have 3 PGs, wow, that's nice to see when you're playing Ezel, because you don't need to play cards in your hand pretty much ever when you have Ezel access, so it's going to be super nice to see what we can do. And he actually doesn't enable his limit break, which is funny, because he wants to keep these cards support, I imagine, the Behemoth and whatnot. But he does have the Gene, so I'm excited to see here what's going to happen. There's that, so he's going to try and obviously restand to get the extra little poke at our faceplate, which is understandable. Man, another stand trigger. Love wasting those against the Neonectar deck. Oh, I sure do love that. That sure is the best feeling in the world. Let's see if he gets the trigger for the damage. I'm actually okay with that. Not okay with it being a heal, but I am okay with that damage because then it pushes us to 3, and then I can just call Master of Pain on my next turn and enable my limit break. Very, very fun, very nice. Speaking of Master of Pain, there he goes in the damage zone. Okay, so it becomes our turn now. He only has 1 intercept though, so I don't really need a stand trigger to deal 2 damage this turn, which is really all I want to deal. So that's nice. I have both AKs in my hand. So really what I want off this Ezel is a grade 1, believe it or not. So I'm cool with that. Just give me charge goal, I guess. It's weird to be like, or I'll take a Waving Owl, that's fine. Gosh, this card is the meme. I think Waving Owl is the meme of the day. Pelennor is the MVP of the day. That's what I've decided. Waving Owl is the meme of the day. Hashtag, if you made it this far, hashtag Hedwig. Hashtag Hedwig. Hashtag brown Hedwig in the comments. That is the call to action of the day. Hashtag brown Hedwig in the comments. There you go. Congrats if you made it this far. That's just for you. Oh, that's I find that funny. Pat on the back again. 2 pats in 1 day. Ooh, today's a good day. Good Tuesday. Okay. Good draw trigger. Bowman as well, so now I only need 1 grade 2 off of Ezel on the following turn to have maximum defense. So far, this game is coming up Steven as well, which is just very lovely. Very nice to see. You know, this challenge really does just go to show all you need is like a really basic strategy and some good play, and you can get into really good advantageous situations no matter what kind of deck you're playing, which I think is a good lesson. Now, this challenge isn't really to prove a point or anything, it's just to add some breadth and funness and just randomness to Vanguard Zero, because I've always felt like Vanguard or playing competitive card games, it can feel like a very boring, very solved, repetitive thing over and over and over again. So if you just do the same thing all the time, it's hard for you to feel like you're adding breadth or excitement to whatever it is you're doing. And I've always been a preacher for my channel whenever it comes to doing these challenges of like, hey, you can make this experience whatever you want it to be based on your imagination, really. And I think this is a really fun kind of random way to add some exciting depth and breadth to this game. So give it a try for yourselves, guys. Let me know how it goes for you down in the comments or over on Twitter with the hashtag Vanguard Zero Challenge. I do look that up on Twitter all the time. My opponent has no grade 2s. They're at 4 damage, and I'm playing stand triggers. I have if I type like a grade 2 or even a grade 3, I might go for Pelennor. I might not. It feels a little greedy to do that, but I might. I just might. Now he is playing stands. I don't know if he's playing stands like in his deck though. That's the question. I'm wondering if he's playing stands in his deck. I'm gonna be a little safe here and see if we can't dig for more cards that I can call. I will gladly call a charge goal. No big whoop here. Let's see if he gets the defensive here. I have Ezel that can hit him no matter what. I have Bowman that can potentially hit him depending on what he checks. Okay, cool. So Bowman can hit. So he needs 2 PGs this turn. I can't play for stand triggers even if I wanted to, so I'm not going to. Draw trigger. I will play for the stand here if I get the second stand trigger, obviously. Okay, no, but that's the best play there, because if I get the second one, I can hit him for a 3rd time. Okay, so there's 1 PG gone. We know there's 1 not access to, and there it is, boys and girls. There we go. 2-1 with a complete random deck picked by Siri herself. Oh, boys and girls, I am super excited. Remember, hashtag brown hedwig in the comments. And boom, there you guys go. That is the Cardfight Vanguard Zero Siri challenge all done. Whew, like I said, I love doing challenges like these in Vanguard Zero because to me, it adds breadth and excitement to this game that I feel like can feel really solved and kind of boring sometimes. So if you guys ever give this a try for yourselves, please feel free to let me know either in the comments or over on Twitter. Be sure to use the hashtag Vanguard Zero Challenge if you do so. But yeah, guys, there you go. I used a completely random deck picked out by Siri and won 2 games on the ranked ladder, which is insane, against different decks, and I had a lot of fun in the process. If you guys did enjoy the video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so that you guys know when my videos go live for you. And don't forget, Monday, August 31st, 9 AM PST, we're going to be holding a Autism Speaks charity stream over on my Twitch channel, so be sure to drop a follow. Links to that down below. And as always, you guys, I've been your true champion, Steven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.